Hey there, all you outdoor studs. Bo here from BZ Hub. Wanted to ask you one question. Do you like fishing? Have you ever been someone who requested fishing to be added to the Hunter Call of the Wild? Well, put those requests to rest, because it seems like EW, the makers of the Hunter Call of the Wild, put out some questions that started very conceptual and then got very specific in their new 2020 player survey, which may be hinting at a new fishing game they might be working on or may want to work on here in the future. As someone who loves hunting and fishing games, I thought it would be fun, a great opportunity, if you will, to go over some of these questions and see what kind of features they're thinking about adding to the game, as well as just kind of going over some of the stuff and seeing if it might be a game I would be willing to play. Though, I mean, when I think about expansive worlds plus fishing game, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. I definitely want to play this game. But let's go through the questions and then see if you are also interested. And down below, I'm going to say that there is going to be a description that gives you a link to the survey. If you haven't taken it yourself, go ahead and fill out that survey, so that gives more information to EW. But if you like hunting and fishing games, why don't you also, while you're down there, hit the subscribe button and check out some of our other videos, because they are great. Let's go through the questions here. I'm really excited to go through these all with you. All right, starting out very conceptual here. Question number 1. Imagine there's a new fishing simulation game coming out. Assuming the game is available at a fair price, please rate your level of interest in this type of game based on the various platforms. Then it just kind of lists PC, tablet, console, smartphone, whatever ones you play on during the day, or you know, however it may be. You know, you can answer it as I guess they're just trying to see if this would be good as a smartphone like app, or if it would be good as a PC console game. I really hope they stick to PC and console. But you know, that's question number 1 there, wondering what you would like to play it on. Let's go into question number 2. This is when it stops going from very conceptual to simulation. They really just drop you right into the hot water here. Please read the concept description for a potential fishing simulation game for PC and console only, and answer the following questions. Thank goodness for the PC and console part. Game X is a potential new PC console game being explored by Avalanche Studios, the creators of The Hunter and the Call of the Wild. The game will allow the player to experience 2 different types of fishing, fixed line and rod and reel fishing. Now, I had to look up what fixed line fishing was. It's basically, you know, like fishing with a cane pole. You just tie it onto the end and you catch a fish and you like run back or something like that. I mean, that's what it seems like. But I had to look that up. I'd never heard that before. I guess I just used a reel too much, or just always heard of like cane pole fishing. In 2 very different locations. The player will get to explore these large and open locations on foot and by boat to find the best fishing spots. The game will incorporate a day and night cycle along with a weather and temperature system that will affect the strategies you incorporate in how you fish. With over 30 different species to master catching, as well as continued post-launch support, adding new features to improve and expand the experience, Game X will give the player hours of exploration and fishing action to enjoy. And then what impact does this description have on your interest on the fishing simulation game? I'm excited. I mean, this honestly brings me back to the feelings I was having when I first learned about the Hunter Call of the Wild coming out with Hirschfelden and Leighton Lakes. I mean, yes, it's only 2 different maps or something like that, but knowing expansive worlds and how they work, you know, putting stuff after the launch, keeping you interested in the game, keeping, you know, things coming out, and then, you know, their experience with the Hunter Call of the Wild in this new engine, you know, it gets me really excited. Picturing the graphics from the Hunter Call of the Wild into a new fishing game, as someone who plays Fishing Planet a lot and absolutely loves it, loves the company behind it as well, you know, this gets me excited about a new fishing game, you know. But let's go on to the next question here. Now, I know that these actually did go like out of order. I noticed that after I missed a question and had to go back and take them out. So these might have come up in a different order for you, but here we go. Dynamic behavior, realistic fish population, zoology, simulation, exploring. Learn to adapt your approach in fishing style as the fish dynamically adapt to the environment, causing changes in fish populations directly and indirectly by the player. So this is kind of going into like the animal populations of the Hunter Call of the Wild, where you have your need zones, you shoot animals and the population kind of changes. You know, if you wipe out the whole need zone, then the animals are all gone, and then you have to kind of wait for them to respawn. I'm not sure how I completely feel about this. I mean, I know that this is realistic. I know that, if you keep every fish you catch, obviously there's not going to be any fish in the pond at some point. At the same time, I'm playing a game to kind of just escape and just kind of, I guess, have fun in my mind. So I'm not really sure about worrying about the population the entire time. I know that's something I don't have to do in Fishing Planet. I'm never worrying in Fishing Planet that I'm going to catch all the fish in the Everglades or something like that. And so I think that's more of a realistic approach. Maybe they could go, with a river system or something like that, where lots of fish, travel, throughout the day, or like the Everglades is giant, and it's just like, how could you ever catch all of the fish in the area if fish are always traveling through and looking for food? So, I mean, I feel like they could take a realistic approach and not have to worry about populations, but I am eager to see what you all think about this. Let me know down in the comments, as well as a question at the end. So let's keep going on to the next question here. Compete against others or keep it casual, community and multiplayer, join friends on fishing excursions, or compete against them in competitions and challenges. Now, this kind of brings me to the Fishing Planet, where you play kind of tournaments, you win prizes and stuff like that. I would love to see more community events such as that in the Hunter Call of the Wild as well, which gets me a little worried when it comes to this fishing game, because I know that that's one aspect of the Hunter Call of the Wild which still really hasn't met up with the Hunter Classic. As far as like, events, seasonal events go, we had them very early on in the Hunter Call of the Wild, and then they kind of faded out and we haven't seen them again. That gets me a little worried with the Fishing Planet, or this new fishing game, whereas Fishing Planet has tournaments every single week, every day, and as well as seasonal events. They've kept up with it the entire time. So I am excited about the prospect of there being community events in this fishing game, but at the same time, I'm a little weary knowing how it turned out with the Hunter Call of the Wild, but you never know. Maybe they figure it out, and, it helps with both games. All right, now this is the question I had to go back and get because this is on my mobile phone, but the next question is, become a master angler, progression and player freedom. A rich progression system will allow you to become the ultimate angler, catching those prize-winning fish. How appealing is this feature? I love it. I love how you start out with maybe a smaller, a lighter rod and reel setup, and then as you work your way through the game, you get, larger rods and reels, and you're able to catch larger fish. Sounds really cool. I would like, the occasional big fish to come out of nowhere and kind of surprise you. That's always fun, but this gets me really excited. I love character progression systems, as a fan of RPGs and the like. This gets me really excited. Let's go on to the next question. Open waters, open world, freedom, exploration. Freely explore large open wetlands. If you can spot it, you can go there. How appealing is this feature? That's great. I mean, that's one of the things where, in the Everglades in Fishing Planet, you can't really go anywhere. You have the docks that you can fish off of. If you had a kayak or something like that, obviously some of the little spots of water, rivers and lakes and stuff like that have options to use kayaks in Fishing Planet, and that would be really cool. And it seems like that's something they're going to really look at with this new fishing game. So that's pretty cool to be able to kind of go wherever you want. If you buy a kayak in the game, you can use it to go fishing wherever you want to, and it's not set up by the location that you're fishing. I think that's really cool. Make it so that if there are rapids in the in the water and you're still using a kayak, you're gonna it's your fault, I guess. That's interesting. All right, next question here. Tackle box, equipment, play styles, equipment and fishing, fully customizable tackle box loadouts and equipment, allowing you to fit this play style you best want. How appealing is this feature? I mean, it's appealing in the way that it seems like it's like almost like absolutely necessary. Like you couldn't have a fishing game without this feature, so I would definitely want it to see it in the game. I know that in Fishing Planet you have a ton of stuff that you can do. There's a ton of different items, and you kind of have your whole tackle box and you have your rod setups and everything like that. So that gets me really excited. I think that this would be absolutely necessary for a fishing game. Based on everything you've seen about this game concept, if it were offered at a fair price between $30 and $40, how likely are you to purchase it? Yeah, I mean, $30 and $40 seems like a decent game. I do like how they're not going, to AAA, $60 a game. I've always liked that about the Hunter Call of the Wild. I always thought that their prices were pretty fair. So yeah, I think this is great. $30 to $40 for a new fishing game, starting out, knowing EW is behind it and will continue adding new lakes, new fish, new fishing setups, all of the like, gets me really excited. I'm eager to see what you think down below. If you put down in the comments, what kind of things you were excited about for this fishing game, whether you answered the questions or not. Like I said, there will be a link to this survey down in the description. Go ahead and check that out. I might put a comment down below just in case it's a little hard for you to find it in the description, but you can click on that and answer the questions for yourself. Help out EW and hopefully get this thing on the way. I want to play this fishing game, everyone. If you do enjoy fishing game, or if you haven't played Fishing Planet, which is a free game, go ahead and play it. If you're on console or PC, it is cross-platform fishing game on console and PC for free. Try it out, everyone. Fishing Planet is a fantastic game. Real sharp. I mean, you have to get good at it. There's some strategizing involved, and I love the challenge. And then later on, it's not a challenge at all. You just get used to the game and you're going, man. You're catching big fish. It's a lot of fun. If you're interested in that type of game, go ahead and check it out, and check out our beginner series where I go through the trials and challenges of trying to figure out the game for myself. It was really fun. It was a lot. So yeah, that's gonna do it, everyone. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Join the BZ Hub. Really appreciate it if you do so. As always, check out our YouTube and Twitch. We got a stream schedule on our Discord. Check out our Discord if you want to, as well as the community tab of our YouTube channel has our stream schedule. Right now we are playing the Hunter Call of the Wild on Monday nights on YouTube. Wednesday nights we are playing Fishing Planet on YouTube, and Thursday nights the Hunter Call of the Wild on Twitch, all 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central. Hope to see you there, and that's gonna do it. As always, everyone, remember, we're one planet, one family. Game on.